this is part 50 of Ocarina of Time 3D, and welcome to the Water Temple.
Everybody's favorite.
In the past, we used to bash it quite a bit, but Red and I both found this place in the 3D remake just a lot more enjoyable experience.
It really is, and on top of that, I feel like this place has just been bashed to heck and back for how many years has this game been out? It's like, so we're gonna. Yes, it's a long dungeon. Yes, it can be confusing, but we're gonna be a little more positive.
Well, to me, it's the most visually pleasing game or dungeon in this remake. I mean, like a lot of the other dungeons look great, but this one just the water, just the blueness of it. Like, it sounds like a simple concept, but just love the look of it. We got some neon colors on the walls, just
the intricate like designs on the wall now.
And then like we said at the end of the last part, equipping the iron boots with a button just made that so much easier and just. I really just enjoyed it so much more.
Plus, at this point, we've played through it enough times that we generally know our way through it. We know where the easy-to-miss keys and things like that are.
Nope.
Well,
because behind the scenes, I actually messed up recording, and it was a different key this time than the other two keys I usually miss.
There's always one. Now, I liked how, just like the Fire Temple, we kind of ran into like the person from our past right off the bat. Like, we ran into Darunia really quick in the Fire Temple. Now we run into Ruto really quick, and she did not forget about our engagement.
Yeah, she waited, 7 years
for
us? Like,
move on, girl.
Like, did she have nobody else during that whole time?
Well, I mean, her whole race is frozen underwater. I mean, she may
drop the mic, walk away from the commentary.
She may have not had a whole lot of other options running around.
Running around the
because they're frozen. Sorry, Ruto. Now I feel bad. But I mean, it's funny that she brings it up and like the look of surprise on Link's face when she says like, "I haven't forgotten about the promise we made." It's just like just one of those little moments in this game that just cracks.
That's a little girl, man.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, or nobody else won. Oh, well, we already kind of talked about that. Burned that joke to the ground.
Now, it does bother me that as soon as she says, "Follow me," though, she immediately disappears. And I don't know where in the heck she swam off to, because we go through every nook and cranny of this dungeon.
I mean, there's things in Zelda you're just like, you know what, okay, it's a video game, you gotta make this disappear somehow.
Yeah.
That's actually one thing that frustrates me, because it literally is like, okay, there's nowhere else she can go.
Yeah, at least with Darunia, he goes into that locked room and locks the door behind him.
And there's a way out of about a warp point up out there, but I don't know if he can use that, but it makes sense where he went, whereas Ruto, she goes into a corner,
and then she's
gone, and it really does bother me.
You know what bothers me, and we mentioned the Zelda's Lullaby a few parts ago going into Zora's Domain, and I mentioned that if you don't like the song then, you're really not going to like it in this dungeon, because we're going to play it a lot all throughout this dungeon to raise and lower the water.
But still not as bad as the command song.
No, it's still not as bad. I just wish they would have, again, with the remake, just made it a switch, made it a button. I don't know.
I've been okay with that. Now, you see throughout this dungeon that there's some, each of the icons will have, like, one water level, 2 water levels, 3 water levels.
And
those are all different. Yeah, that's a change, and they're all also different colors. I think it goes green, red, blue, but just a nice little detail addition that I really liked.
Another little addition that I've loved is all these like silver, I don't know if you call them portraits or paintings or things that are on the walls.
Yeah.
In a lot of the rooms that have treasure chests especially. And I don't
Well, we've seen it throughout the whole game though, really. I mean, they're just like, with a 3D remake, better capabilities with technology, they were just able to add more detail.
Definitely.
Really to the walls, to everything. But I feel like going along with this being the most visually pleasing dungeon in this game, I think they just added a lot more detail to this dungeon than they did the other ones.
And I wonder if that was like a conscious effort on their part. It's like, we know people hate this dungeon. We got to like pimp it up as best we can.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they put a lot of effort into making this one better.
Yeah, now you see us bomb that floor there. Earlier we were kind of talking about something different, but there was a crack in the wall we saw earlier while we were floating up a level. That if you forget about that crack in the wall,
I've missed that key numerous times.
You are going to be so mad at yourself.
So remember that one for later, right there.
Absolutely, because that is one of like the 2 or 3 keys that is just very easy to forget about and miss entirely. And when you get to a door and you can't get into it because you're short a key, and you're like, where did I miss it?
Yes. Now I think earlier we kind of talked about playing this dungeon. Oh, wow, what was you saying? I don't know where I'm trying to go with this. I know where I'm trying to go with it, but I'm trying to relate it to what you said. But I just kind of want to say, like, like as I played this dungeon more and more, like I've really grown to respect it.
Yeah.
Like a lot more. I thought you were saying something about that earlier, like
well, just being like, you know, kind of more familiarity with it.
Yeah.
And like you appreciate the layout more.
Yeah. Like I said, you like as I played it, like I used to hate the first couple of times.
Of course, everyone did.
It's so good, like confusing, and everybody that's like people who say this dungeon is easy, I never believe them.
No.
Because I've recorded this dungeon twice.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what I was doing, and it's still to this day the hardest dungeon to record. So
yeah.
I don't believe anybody when they say it's easy, but just the genius of the layout and the design, like I just respect this place so much more.
Me
and
too.
The hate is just not there like it used to be, at least in a 3D remake.
And I agree. It's like I don't dread playing this dungeon anymore. And again, part of it's we've played it so many times, we generally know where we're going. We're still going to screw up a few times, of course, although not in our recording. We have a pretty good run-through on this one, I
do screw up in this one.
Well,
I screw up a little. The only mistake I made in this whole dungeon was I played I thought I changed the water level somewhere where I didn't. And then I had to end up changing a couple more times. But other than that, it was had a pretty solid run through, which you would think after years and years. After playing this, I really played this 4 or 5 times, like within the last 2 or 3 years since we started this channel. Sometimes recording, sometimes just playing for fun.
Now, one little touch, like, I know we've been talking about, like, the visual upgrades.
That dragon head looks a lot sweeter.
It really does. And, like, there's, like, dragon or, like, snake statues all throughout this dungeon.
Those polygons in the N64 version didn't make it look too appealing.
No, they didn't. But, like, I just love just seeing all those, like, snake or dragon statues kind of throughout a lot of this dungeon. It's just something that... It's unexpected because there's not really any snake or dragon enemies.
And kind of talking about that, there's not a lot of enemies in this dungeon, period. Like,
that's a good point.
For how complicated it is, like, enemy-wise, it's not very hard at all. Like, you're not going to die from losing hearts in this dungeon. And, you know, I kind of wish they would have put more enemies, but... You can definitely see that they focused on, we're going to make this a hard layout, a hard puzzle, and we're not going to really worry about the enemies too much.
Which is funny because there's like 4 spots in this dungeon that have fairies, and I'm like, we don't really need them that much in this dungeon.
Yeah, the health is never the problem in this dungeon.
Although
it's the mental part. If he had a mental stamina bar, like...
He would have been exhausted.
We need upgrades. Like, we need upgrades throughout this dungeon.
Now, I will say, like...
We'll get some bugs or something, wherever it is in Skyward Sword.
The mini-boss, when we get to him, if you don't know what you're doing, can actually do some damage to you.
Not in this game.
The mini-boss, he can. Well, if you don't have...
this game, well, we'll talk about that when we get there, but I think the mini-boss was one of the few disappointments in this remake.
Yeah, we'll get on that much later.
But like kind of going back to like the neon, kind of like neon lights and stuff, and like the water levels and the signs. Like I like how the neon lights actually lead up, like on the walls.
Me too.
To those like water level changing
the switch panels
pictures or whatever you want to call it. So
I wonder if they got that idea because like in Majora's Mask in the what's the water temple in that?
Great Bay Temple.
Great Bay Temple. Like you have the different pipes that you go through are all kind of
they're different colors, and you can kind of see which way the water's going too, which is kind of cool.
It really is. So I wonder if like they took that inspiration from that and said, you know, that was a great idea.
Yeah,
let's incorporate that into our Ocarina of Time remake. So,
but you'll know where those water levels are pretty quickly
because we use them.
Yeah, I think like you know, like going back to like when I first played this game and why I hate it so much. I think that was one of the things was. Yeah, it was a pain changing water levels.
Yeah.
But then, like, having to go to the areas. Like, okay, you want to go to, like, you had to get to the top floor to go down to, like, to get the water level to go down to the bottom floor. Well, sometimes you had to raise it twice and go through different areas just to get to that spot to change it. I think that's why that just became very tedious.
It did. And to be honest, even in the remake, there's going to be once or twice that we'll, like, go through the entire cycle of raising the water.
Yes.
One of them was a mistake, like you said. We'll talk about that when we get there.
I make mistakes every once in a while.
Yeah. But now that we're here, this will go ahead and wrap up part 50 of Ocarina of Time.
Don't know where here is.